So my brain is all over the map when it comes to the latest episode, episode 6 of the Book of Boba Fett. Gonna have some spoilers here, but let's try to make some sense of what's going on in my brain. Hey there everybody, it's Rev Kev. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing incredibly well. Today I want to talk about the latest episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Now there will be some spoilers in this conversation, so if you haven't watched it yet, get out of here. First and foremost, I am going to confess, I haven't been a fan of this show. Now, some of you are going to go, well, that's because you're a hater and you hate everything that's Disney Star Wars. And that's not actually true. Just for those of you who want to just put me into this hater category, there's a lot of things about Disney Star Wars that I have actually enjoyed. I really like The Force Awakens. I actually really liked all the seasons of Star Wars Rebels. I liked the last season of the Clone Wars. I like Jedi Fallen Order, the video game. I like The Mandalorian. There's a whole bunch of things that I really liked. And the things that I like the most is when they try to do something new. I even if it's not great, or even if it's not as good as, say, the expanded universe, or say it's not as great as the original, as long as they're trying something new, I'm actually very happy. And so that's been my biggest beef with the Book of Boba Fett. It's been so safe, and it's been not trying to do anything new. It's just been flashback and, oh, here's this. You've seen this before. You've seen this before. You've seen this before. Seen this before. Episode 5 was brutal for that, where everyone's ranting and raving that it was the best episode. The only reason I think people are saying that is because finally something started to happen. And there was a little bit of action in it. But the whole thing was just filled with all of these glimpses of past stuff instead of creating something new. So that's my beef with it. So coming into this latest episode, I love the fact that they were showing some new things. Like, I love the little construction droids that were building the Jedi Temple. Something new. I thought those were cool. But at the end of the day, the biggest struggle I'm having with anything that they try to do in this timeline is Luke Skywalker is going to always overshadow everything. And original characters are always going to overshadow anything that you try to do with new characters. Like, for example, the Marshal. Loved the Marshal when he was introduced in The Mandalorian. And I love the Western feel of those episodes. And I love the Western feel of this episode. But then Cad Bane shows up. And it's just like, yeah, Marshal who? Like who cares? Because now I'm back into the Clone Wars, and it's all about Cad Bane. I want to see more Cad Bane. Just do more Cad Bane. Forget about the Marshal. Same thing with Luke training Grogu. It's like, one, why is this in a story about the Book of Boba Fett? Why show Luke if Luke's not going to have a direct impact on Boba Fett? It's a Boba Fett story, right? You don't introduce a character into that story unless Luke's going to show up in episode 7 and just take care of all the Pike gang himself. Like, I really think this is how this is going to end. That Han, Luke, and Leia are going to show up with the New Republic and just liberate Tatooine. And so, again, why introduce Luke into a Boba Fett story unless Luke is going to have some part to play in Boba Fett's story? That's basic storytelling 101. Like, you don't write a book and put a character in it who doesn't have a role to play in that story of that book. Now, you might be trying to do some world building and say, well, he doesn't have anything to do with this. It's going to be, for the end. You do that stuff in end credits. It just doesn't fit in the Book of Boba Fett. So, like I said, my brain is all over the place. So introducing Luke, well, it was great to see Luke. They really cleaned up the CGI from The Mandalorian. But the fact that this is Mark Hamill again is pretty mind-blowing what they are capable of doing now. Loved seeing Luke. Loved seeing some Jedi training. Again, timeline's a little wonky. Like, in 6 years, Luke hasn't trained anybody yet. Grogu's going to be his first student. fine, whatever. I won't nitpick that too bad. But again, it just overshadows anything. So now we've had 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett with hardly any Boba Fett. Like, I think Boba Fett had one line in this episode. So is this a Boba Fett story? Is this a Jedi Order story? Is this a New Republic story? What is this? So that's just kind of my challenge. And ultimately, even though it was great, like as a Star Wars story, as a Star Wars episode 6 of the Book of Boba Fett was fantastic. It was great for that. Had that Western feel, had Jedi in it again, had the Force. Like, it just was great. But I don't know, I say this all the time. The problem for me, I can't get excited about it because all paths lead to The Last Jedi. I know what happens to the Jedi Order. I know what happens to any student that Luke trains. We know what happens to them with the Knights of Ren and Kylo Ren. I know what happens to Luke. I know what happens to Leia. I know what happens to Han. So it's just, for me, so hard to get excited about those characters and those stories in this timeline. That's why I'd rather you do something else, do something new characters that aren't connected to the Skywalker saga. And I get it, the challenge of doing it is all of us fans are like, we want more Luke, we want more Leia, we want more Han, we want more of the same. And they're stuck wanting to create something new, can't create something new, gotta please the fans, can't upset the fans, all of this. And it's like, this fan gives you permission. Please, please, please start making something new. Jump forward in time 1,000 years if you need to. Just have the guts to break away finally from all the original stuff and create something new. You might be surprised on the fan reaction to that. So anyways, a lot of cats running around in my brain this morning. I warned you at the beginning, so would love to know your thoughts on this latest episode, or even of the series, The Book of Boba Fett. Please share that down in the comment section below. Thank you so much to those of you who are members here at my channel, those of you who subscribe. It really means the world to me. I would love if you would click that join button and consider becoming a member here. Your support goes directly to help different people in our community through different endeavors that I'm doing. And I look forward to geeking out with you more in the next video. So God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.